What's going on, guys? It's going to be a bit of an emotional rant, but it's one that's near and dear to my heart as a lifetime NASCAR fan who's absolutely fed up with the state of the sport and where they're headed in the future. So, to give you guys a little bit of an idea, this video I'm going to lay out all of my kind of feelings and thoughts towards the current state of NASCAR, its management, the racing product, its fan base, everything, their marketing, the whole business around. Because I'm a racing rat. If you guys have watched my channel before, you know that I have my own race car. It's a Mustang. Shocker, it's a NASCAR style race car where we race on oval tracks. This perspective is coming from a lifelong NASCAR fan who has watched it since day one. I remember picking Matt Kenseth as my favorite driver the year after he won the championship, or like the year of he won the championship. And it wasn't because I thought he was really good and I really liked Matt Kenseth. It was because I loved that yellow and black paint scheme. And to say NASCAR has lost its magic and lost its credibility is an understatement. Where do I start? NASCAR is a joke. There's no way around it. I am embarrassed to tell people that I'm a NASCAR fan. I'm embarrassed by NASCAR because of their decision making and their leadership. It's no longer a sport. It's an entertainment company. And they've made it clear to everybody that they don't want to be a sport. It's a joke. It's an entertainment show. And it's clear every weekend when you watch a race and it ends in chaos and just carnage. There's a reason why Formula One has taken off so much in the United States over the last 5 or 6 years. In fact, I've now become an avid Formula One fan to the point where I do not miss a race. And last weekend, I stayed up till 2 a.m., or I tried to stay up till 2 a.m. to watch the Australian Grand Prix. I can't miss a race. Now, you're thinking, why the heck are you watching Formula One? It's boring racing. NASCAR's way more entertaining. You know what? I agree with you. Formula One, 90% of the time, has an extremely boring race where you know the outcome of the race before it starts. But guess what? At least it's a real championship. NASCAR is a joke. The year's 2014. NASCAR introduces a new system to determine their champion. The playoffs. Now, the whole idea behind this was to model stick and ball sports, professional sports in the USA, such as the NBA, the NHL, the NFL, and I'm forgetting the other one, but either way, to model all of those sports to get a Game 7 moment and a final showdown between the best of the best in a final matchup. How did NASCAR do this? They created a 16 driver 4-round format where they whittled their way down from 16 drivers to 12 drivers, 8, and then final 4. And it was predetermined that the final race of the championship was going to determine the champion. That's where you guys lost me. That's where they lost their entire fan base. And that year, 2014, is the beginning of the end of NASCAR. Unless they change their ways, they are going to die with Dale Earnhardt. Whoa, don't speak ill of Dale. I'm not. Dale was one of the greatest racers ever. And guess what? It was a real championship when he won it. Tons of respect for those drivers. Tons of respect for guys like Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, who won legitimate championships where their season mattered. NASCAR needs to stop pretending like they're a stick and ball sport and start acting like a bloody race series again, because right now they're an entertainment company where they drive around in circles and crash into each other. The fact that you can win 35 of 36 races and finished second in the 36th race and still lose the championship is disgusting. It makes me not want to watch. I hate tuning into the playoffs for NASCAR to the point where I rarely even turn on a NASCAR race anymore. And it's not because I don't like NASCAR racing. It's because I can't stand The fact that they've ruined their championship, their race series, and their drivers. When is the last time we saw a driver dominate a season and completely, utterly destroy the competition so that way you knew who was going to be the champion before the final race? Kyle Larson did it in 2021. You're right. He won 10 races. But guess what? If he got a flat tire and hit the wall in the final race, he would not have been the champion. It's embarrassing. How is it you can win 35 of 36 and still not be the champion? I know, it's this hypothetical scenario. It could happen because they've let it happen. The whole boys have at her racing mentality has created this entire lack of respect in the garage with the drivers. And I don't blame the drivers because the drivers are doing what the series allows them. I would too. If I had an unlimited budget and every single time I went on the racetrack I wasn't punished for just hitting people out of the way, guess what? I'd wreck every car in front of me because I can without consequence. You wonder why NASCAR isn't taken seriously? It's because racing fans can't take NASCAR seriously. How does NASCAR expect to get regular people to tune in if racing people won't watch it? If a NASCAR diehard fan from 3 years old won't tune in to watch a NASCAR race, how are they going to get new people to watch a race? Formula One's rise in the US and in North America is due to the fact that they have one of the most legitimate, credible, and marketable series and championships in the world. They are the premier, the premier motorsport series, they are the pinnacle of motorsport, and they're not lying. You're right. It takes the car to be a champion. The car matters way more than being a driver in Formula One. But guess what? If you have the best car, you're going to win. In NASCAR, if you have the best car, well, NASCAR's going to do every single thing in their power to make sure that you don't win and the underdog wins. Over the last 5-10 years, they've tried their hardest to make sure that everybody can win. When everybody wins, it's not important anymore. If everybody gets one win and everybody gets one championship, your championship doesn't mean anything. Lewis Hamilton has won 7. He almost won 8 in 2021. He has won 7 championships, 6 of within the last 8 years. Max Verstappen has now won 2. He's on his way to win his 3rd. Who knows? He might even win 4 or 5. But guess what? Formula One makes headlines every bloody weekend because they have superstars. Because they have people who are the best of the best. Nobody talks about NASCAR drivers because none of the NASCAR drivers are special. None of them. They're all just another NASCAR driver because who cares about a guy who won 3 races this year and won a championship and then can't win a race next year? That's not special. That's not a superstar. That's not a storyline. Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt, those are big names because they dominated. They kicked butt in their day. They made everybody in the real world tune into NASCAR because they had to see the greatest driver of their life or the greatest driver of their generation go out and make the rest of them look embarrassing. Now, the series itself does that all on its own. They have a great car, the NASCAR Next Gen car. Now, why did they have to make it kick car racing? That's a whole other deal. They took away horsepower. That's a whole other side of the sport that racers and gearheads get involved with. Formula One shows off that side. They give you more tech than you will ever understand, more than I will ever understand, and I spend 30 hours a day watching F1 and F1 videos to understand what they do. They give us enough content to keep coming back. NASCAR takes away horsepower. NASCAR takes away their races. NASCAR makes their championship illegitimate in the name of entertainment. Racing is not dying, and oval track racing is not dying because people can't afford racing anymore. More people than ever can afford racing. Nobody wants to spend their money on a joke. Nobody wants to waste thousands of dollars a year going out and racing in a series where even if you're the best, you may not win. It's an absolute joke, and I'm just fed up. I want to be a NASCAR fan. I really do. Because I think NASCAR racing is so much better than Formula One and IndyCar, all of those racing, all of those types of racing. I have my own NASCAR car. That's how much I believe in it. It's just the management continues to shoot themselves in the foot and then look at us and say, why does my foot hurt? I don't know. Maybe because you've made yourself into a joke of an entertainment company who can't even get your own fans to come back to your races. If they want to get me back, a NASCAR fan who's been there since the beginning of my life, they need to give their drivers credibility. They need to give themselves credibility. Because right now, I don't need to tune into the race on the weekend because I know it's just going to be the same thing. 200 laps of boring, ride-it-out racing, and then 50 laps of absolute chaos, carnage, and no respect, where drivers just bang into each other. You say you have the best drivers in the world, NASCAR? No, you have the least respectful drivers in the world, and you are riding the reputation of Dale Earnhardt, Jeff Gordon, and Jimmy Johnson. How do you move forward from this? I don't know. Make it a legitimate championship again, and then I might actually tune in to a NASCAR race on Sunday afternoon.